Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Sith Dominion podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Dana Martin. And with us tonight, we have Zane, Debbie, and Cam. Welcome, welcome, and welcome. We're here tonight for part 2, Through Passion, I Gained Strength. Part 2 of our The Sith Code series. So the first tenet, Through Passion, I Gained Strength. That's going to be our focus tonight. Last week, we talked a lot about remember, kids, peace is a lie, there's only passion. Good night. No, that's what we talked about. Peace is a lie, there's only passion. And there's going to be probably a little bit of tie-in into that while we're having our conversation a little later. So, how was everyone's week? Debbie, let's start with you since I totally ignored you coming into the broadcast. I just was like, where's Debbie? She's supposed to be here. You're literally like hitting me on Facebook like, dude, what'd you say? You boob, I'm here.
Yeah, I did. I was like, I'm here, boob. Let's see, this is only Tuesday, so the week's going okay. Had a death in the family last week, so
sorry about that.
that's done and over with and back at it, and got a new office while I was out last week, and that was a catastrophe. It was a hot mess, and now I'm trying to put it back together. So
Nice.
it's been fun.
I love it, like when a hot mess tries to put back together a hot mess. I mean, I didn't mean it that way, but I mean just like
No,
like with
I am. Ask anybody. I am a hot mess. Ask my kids; they'll tell you.
Oh my goodness. Damn, how was your week, man?
It's been good. Like I said in pre-show, I've started reading Fellowship of the Ring. So, ask, and I pre-ordered like 3 of the 5 new Lego sets that I think we might.
Heck yeah.
And so.
Yeah, we're gonna dab on that a little bit today. Look at the list. We meant to look at it last week and fell out of the outline, but we're totally gonna look at that. Bunch of stuff. Cam pulled the link together for this. All the cool Star Wars Lego stuff coming, or not just Star Wars, but cool Lego stuff coming. Zane, how was your week, man?
It was pretty good. I became a big boy and I got a library card, so
I'm
excited.
Wow.
You keep saying that. I keep waiting for the punchline, but there's no punchline here.
No punchline.
You got a library card. What was the point of that? I'm just asking. I'm serious.
Well, like a week ago, I started watching Game of Thrones and kind of lost access to HBO Max. And turns out the library has all of it on DVD. So, yeah, I just went over there and grabbed a disc and grabbed the first book. Just
free?
I was planning on reading it anyways. I have it on Audible, so
yeah,
might as well.
Nice. Okay, well, that makes sense. Game of Thrones. You never watched it, huh? Or like halfway through or something?
I don't have it.
Oh, you didn't even start it?
I'm on the 4th or 5th episode.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
You got a long way to go.
Yeah, it's not that long.
I'm in season 3 of what's that mafia one on HBO?
Sopranos?
Yeah, The Sopranos. I never watched it. I'm in like season 3 and I've got like 20 more seasons and I just don't know if I got it in to go through all of it.
It's a good one.
Oh my goodness. Well, so in news, unfortunately, I was not able to make AggieCon this weekend. Some things come up, so my apologies that I did not cover that. And the Grand Poobah, David, I hope just keeps the flogging to a minimum. Things happen, right? But that aside, we have some really cool stuff to talk about in the news. So give me just a moment because when we were trying to go live, we were having a little bit of a technical difficulty, as you in TikTok world may know. So just so you know out there, you can also watch this feed, just the side of my face, on TikTok at the Sith Dominion. Yeah, just the Sith Dominion. I don't even know what my handle is on TikTok, and you can watch that. Okay,
Talk about hot messes.
Man, it has been a day, let me tell you. And I probably shouldn't have poured the third one. So, here we go. I got to open up this Lego link. So, why isn't it? Yes, go to the Lego link, dude. Okay, share. I'm gonna share. Maybe. Share. Boom! I'm sharing. I mean, I'm dating. Don't call me Shirley. Okay, so Cam, you said something about you've already pre-ordered a couple of these.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Millennium Falcon R2, and if you scroll down, I got the boarding the Tantive 4, and then I got the Clone Trooper and the Battle Trooper set. But that's not a pre-order. I just bought that too. So
Real.
My goodness.
oh,
that is sick.
I have that one too. I thought about buying another one and seeing if my artistic wife could paint the red pieces blue, so I could kind of get like a 501st gunship. But
Heck yeah. Ooh. Oh, look how big that is. Oh my god. Look how expensive that is. Yeah, I'm not buying that. That's like, oh, I already have that. Okay, we're getting back. Oh, it's back ordered. Nice. So the only one that I really wanted so far that I didn't get was the TIE Pilot bust. You can't find that anywhere anymore. That one, man. I got all the other ones. Those are super fun. But man.
you could find it. You just have to pay three times market price.
Yeah, right. Yes. Absolutely. Okay, let me stop the screen share. Awesome. Okay. So in our news brief, we're gonna skip you, Cam. We'll come back to you after this. But we got a friend of mine I mentioned before, Stephanie Ross. Knew her, was it her youth director, knew her from a summer camp that we all used to go to. She's currently competing right now on Fox. So just if you have another device, go turn that on and watch that too. The trivia show's The Floor, and it's super fun. It's hosted by what's the guy's name? Rob Lowe. And he's, of course, a hoot. It's a blast. It's trivia, and it's super fun. She's right now one of the leaders on The Floor, and I can't wait to see if we can't get her after the stuff is done, that show is done, if we can't get her on this show to talk about her experiences and also talk about Star Wars and some other fun stuff. It's going to be awesome. If I can make that happen, we'll see. I got no budget, so hopefully she just remembers me and she's cool. Now, that being said, Cameron, we were talking last week about what does happen to a Sith when they die. Like, we know that there's some sort of, astral plane of sorts that, Exar Kun ghost of, the ghosts that are Force ghosts of Anakin and Obi-Wan and all of that. But what happens whenever they're done with that part? Where do they go? The Sith. Take it away, Cam.
So in my research and seeing members of the community talk on Reddit and other such things, it seems like, when everyone dies, right? Because the Force contains both light and dark side. Essentially, everyone essentially goes, when they pass, they go into the Force. Like some Jedi that we've seen are obviously able to retain a sense of consciousness, as in Force ghosts, through the Force. But with Sith, they just die. Essentially, they are consumed in the Force, I believe. Now, some they attempt like essence transfer, I believe, and if they fail, one person said they're cast into oblivion for eternity or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it's kind of the nature they're all consumed by the Force. I honestly don't understand why Sith can't be Force Ghosts. I think that'd be kind of cool, but apparently they're not allowed to. So
Yeah, I mean they're relegated to just haunting. Essentially, they can't
basically, yeah.
possessing. Like, yeah, they're these ghoulish things. Well, cool. Who knew? So in the end, they all go kind of the same place. It's just kind of a, what are you doing before then? Or there's not a lot, I guess, on there. At least,
yeah. I mean, I know with like Darth Bane and like some legend stuff, it's kind of up to interpretation, but apparently that the good stuff's not canon anymore. So we'll see if they touch on it. So.
Right, the good stuff.
Sorry.
No. Awesome. Those are the pieces for tonight that we had. Return of, who is that? What's up? Return of Mike Gaming. What's up? Tonight we're gonna move on into our deep dive and just get started. I had a TikTok about a month ago. It was real dreary day. I think I talked about it a couple episodes ago, but dreary day outside, and I started thinking about, just darkness and dreary and clouds and what have you, and how when the Sith have that around them, it is kind of a deterrent, I guess, if you will. Like, oh, stay away from this crazy evil darkness, whatever. But in the storm, there's energy, right? In the clouds without the rain falling, there's a tension, there's a power, there's an energy, there's a strength there. And so in that, I talked a little bit about passion and why the Sith have always been appealing to me is their passion. So looking at it through a lens of passion, I don't see that same sort of passion from the Jedi, in that I'll do whatever it takes to get to where I need to go because I believe with that much of me, this is my destiny. That's the passion part, right? What did I say? Oh yeah. If you think about other, what's his name? Palpatine, right? Like he's told, like you could see his passion. I mean, he was passionate about what he wanted to do, and he got there. Are there any other examples you can tell in Star Wars Z, or the antithesis of it, where Yoda's like, whatever, I don't care, I'm not passionate? An example either or where you can show Sith being passionate, or a Jedi not being passionate at all about anything. I know I popped this on you. I mean, the list, I think, of passion is long, that we can identify through Vader, his passion for Padme and still living his life to bring her back to life. That's the passion that drove him, that kept him in the direction, in the journey. That sort of passion, I didn't see that in any Jedi about anything ever.
You don't think Luke and the OT had passion? You know, I gotta throw Luke in here for bringing up Jedi. You know what I'm saying?
I was talking about this earlier. Luke, I think Luke considered joining Vader. What do we see? Yes, his passion, Cam, 100%. His passion led him to Tatooine to save his friends. However, what did he have to do to even get into Jabba's palace? Now, if you go one route, it's, he made them think they were being choked, or he actually force choked them.
He was force choking them for sure.
Yeah, that's a dark side skill that has to be honed. So he was using his passion to drive his decision making on how he was going to be trained to go get his friends. Any thoughts about that? About Luke and his passions driving him? That's a great point, Cameron.
Are we talking just canon or?
I don't care. I think either or, because I think the Luke of canon, at least the point at which we're talking, and the Luke in Legends is pretty level.
I mean, he had passion for Mara and Ben.
Yeah.
In his son Ben, not Ben Kenobi, but yeah, if you read any of the books where, if they're in trouble or, well, even if it's not those two, his passion for Leia and Han and their children, whenever they got in trouble. I mean, well, even when they didn't get in trouble, but there was always that passion to protect, even with when he had the Jedi Order, that was his passion there. Didn't always work out, but
Right.
But yeah, I think to a point he had it in the movies also.
See?
I could think of a good canon example looking at Malgus. And for Malgus, it wasn't completely passion about someone, although he had someone if you read the book. It was passion about gaining that power. He was very passionate about being emperor and wanting that, right? To the point where his passions led him to, spoiler alert, for a year or two ago when the new expansion came out. He died, so you kill him, and then all these years later, he's still alive, and he comes back, and he's still trying to take over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you contributing that to obsession or passion?
Passion. He's passionate.
And what would be the distinction? I think that's important. What would be the distinction in this case between passion and obsession?
I think obsession is when it becomes, it's when it becomes unhealthy. Right.
So the line, that's the line. Like when it becomes your master.
That's the line.
Right? Mm-hmm. So it'd be safe to say when the Sith go crazy, it's because they crossed that threshold.
That's what I would say.
Oh, is that Maul's obsession? Yeah, absolutely. Oh, hold on, that was great too. Hold on. Mace Windu was the antithesis of Jedi non-passion. He was very passionate, but yes, absolutely. We do need to do an episode on him, on Mace.
We might need 2 hours because I got thoughts.
Yeah, I like Mace a lot. Maul's obsession, passion for destroying Kenobi, or I would add to that and say seeking truth. He just wanted to know. Is it true? And seeing that, I'm sure this isn't a spoiler. The show's been out forever. Seeing that was intense, man. Like you actually, I don't know. I felt for Maul. I felt for Maul because he lived his entire life to fail even in that moment. Like that was what he was supposed to do, and he knew it, and he just kept on knowing it was gonna happen. But then maybe that's the obsession part, right? Maybe if he could have pulled back. I mean, I'll tell you, I'm obsessed with my car. I mean, I'm passionate about my car. I'm just kidding. There's a lot of things I think we're passionate about. Think about that for a sec. What's something that you think you'd be passionate about that you would, if given the opportunity to pursue, whether that's a job or a career or you want to sing for a living, whatever. Like if you were approached with that, is that passion strong enough for you to take that risk and turn around and go? Think about that for a sec. All of you out in TikTok world, think about that. Because is it that important to you if you wouldn't? It's a hard question. There's a lot to kind of weigh. Anything come to mind? Like for me, like I'll start the can. I'll open it up. If someone came to me and said, "Yeah, I think we want to hire you to literally just come in and make all of our leaders better leaders," 100%. I'm sorry, boss. I'm leaving this job and I'm going to this one because my passion is people. My passion is leading people, building people. At the end of the day, if at my funeral no one's there, but everyone thinks, man, I'm glad he was in my life. Like, that's it for me, man. Like, I love it. I want folks to be able to be better than they are in the moment, in the next. So that's my passion. If someone said, yes, tomorrow you're doing this, okay, I would totally turn my back and go. Cam?
I mean, I would say there's a couple things. I mean, probably if I could, I don't know, be a pro golfer or something, like that would be
Nice.
probably cool. But I mean, I think when I read the part that we're talking about, like tonight, I feel like through like your passions, you're getting something. Like with the Sith Code, there's always like a step of where your passion is leading you to, and so it's like, I mean, I think your example is probably like the epitome of like, quote unquote, like what the Sith Code means. Like, oh, you get to pursue this passion. Well, then you get to be remembered, and then you get to feel the feeling of people saying good things about you and knowing you left a long lasting impact on the world. But like, I mean, through the Sith Code, it's purely all for personal gain. Like, there's no betterment of the galaxy or the world in their eye. And I feel like in this code, they're trying to reach their full potential. And so that was kind of like what I was kind of putting in the perspective as. Whereas, like, because I mean, the Sith are selfish, you know.
Yeah.
They want power and will do anything to get that.
I always found it interesting that Palpatine's choice of words when he did assume the role of emperor. You know, he finishes his whole speech, and then there will be peace. But he's saying that knowing damn well peace is a lie. There's only passion.
Well, it's peace on his. It's peace in his terms. Like,
sure.
Like, I mean, he in his own, like, every, even in real world context, every evil person, if we personify what evil is or whatever, I mean, like, they think they're doing good. Like, their good is peace, or what, like Palpatine by ruling the galaxy with his thumb on everybody. I mean, that was peace to him. You know, eradicating the Jedi, that was gonna be peace. You know,
Thanos and the snap. He was doing right. Yeah.
And I mean, and when you're able to kind of like look at the layers of like the good villains, you know, I mean, you're really like, wow. I mean, I don't want to say I relate, but I can understand where they're coming from, per se, maybe.
Yeah, totally. Debbie, do you have anything you're passionate about? I mean, that sounded terrible. That's not what I meant. I mean, like, that you feel like you have that level of passion about that you, I mean, if not, cool, because I think I overdo it sometimes.
I mean, if I thought I could do it, and that's just becoming a full-time hermit.
Amen.
That is my goal in life. You know, my kids, I'd do anything for them, even though they're grown adults. But if something happened, or you know, they needed something that, you know, I may not be able to get right away or whatever, but I would do whatever I could to get it. My passion to meet, you know, Harrison Ford,
God bless it.
Tom Hiddleston, Sebastian Stan.
Oh my goodness.
It'll never happen, but yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Hey, what do you got, man?
I'm a little young right now, so there's a lot I can just drop and leave. But I think for me specifically, it'd be if I was told, "Hey, we're going on a tour for music," in a heartbeat, would drop everything and go.
I would hope you would take just 5 minutes to call your old man and just listen to 5 minutes of me telling you what to expect, what not to expect, what to do, and what not to do. Okay? I'm trying to help you out. All right. Not that I've ever been. Okay. So, no, I totally get that, right? Things that you're passionate about. Debbie, when you were talking, I was like, man, she would totally lift a car. Like it's that story, right? Like someone messing with, like, she threw the car off to the side. Now it was a smart car.
I would probably throw my back out in the process because old age does that to you. But yeah, I would move heaven and earth for my kids and probably my cat.
Give me just a sec here. The cat. We haven't seen the cat yet tonight.
She was on my lap, and then she took off. So I thought maybe you might see her tail. That's usually what she shows. But
yep. Nope. All right. We were talking about Luke Skywalker and his passion, so I pulled this up real quick. We'll see if it gets passed. They may mute us, whatever, whatever. Unless you advise me not to, Debbie. But it's fine. Here we go. You guys do clips all the time on the other stuff, right?
Sometimes we get, usually it's the newer stuff,
Hopefully there's not music.
Yes. Your thoughts betray you.
I don't know if they can hear.
Your feelings for them are strong, especially for sister.
I don't know what's happening. Can they hear it out there?
I can hear it.
I can hear it.
Oh, I can't.
Your feelings have now betrayed her too. Obi-Wan was wise to hide her from me. Now his failure is
What's up, Andrew?
complete. If you will not turn to the dark side, then perhaps she will.
Hold up. I gotta know what form this is that he's using.
Why is his face look all distorted? Looks like his jaw is dislocated. What the hell?
He is struggling. Like I said, this form he's using is contorting his body. It's not natural. I don't know.
Hey, he's doing all right. Okay.
He's winning. What does it matter?
Yeah. Hey, he wins. Okay. It's okay.
Oh my goodness. Okay. We'll keep this going.
Don't mess with the sister.
Good.
Say what again? Like all I can think of is Luke totally just owned his daddy. Or did he?
He did for sure.
Oh, what if his dad had a change of heart during that fight and could not kill his son? What if Leia, him understanding and seeing that there is a sister created something inside of him, a new passion, a greater passion, a passion that maybe had been sitting in his soul for a very long time, a family. I don't know, man. But certainly Luke was using some passion. I'm going to stop this. We're going to talk about this a little bit. Stop. Oh, I think I pushed the wrong thing.
You got
You
this.
guys should not let me have this thing.
Wow.
Well, the tissue you see was, or the wires in the
Beskar.
continuity, Death Stars. It's made of molybdenum, titanium. I don't know. You got me, man. Thanks. Just took us right out of it, right out of the flow. Who is that? Return of the who? No, thanks. That's awesome. So, where were we? It took me right out of the flow. Oh, so okay. So passion. Where was Luke's passion? Was his passion in I'm gonna destroy this? This my dad, Darth Vader, and take over the whole universe, and that wasn't his passion, right? I mean, his passion was his sister. His passion was his friends. His passion was whatever future he was flashing in that moment. Yes, glad you could help. Yes, 100%. Thank you. So talk to me about that. Like, I think that kind of goes through, maybe touches on the family piece, right? Debbie, he was passionate about all of his friends, and his sister, but I don't know where that line was where he decided he wasn't going to kill him. Where did that, was he able to just rein it in? I know, Cam, you're a big Luke fan.
I gotta let everybody else go because I might go.
Yeah, you got you. Look at him; he's like eager. So
no, I'm ready. Y'all go though.
Yeah. So which one of you want to say something that Cam's going to tell you? All right, this is really how it is. Flip a coin. No, seriously. What are y'all's thoughts on that, man? Because it's got to be tough, right? I mean, you're trying to protect your sister, but it's against your father. Like, I don't know. I don't know that I couldn't do that. Thoughts, Zane? I mean, this is kind of weird. I'm asking my son, do you think you're going to kill your father to protect your sister? Don't answer.
Well, I mean, if considering Vader was kind of, well, basically in a roundabout way threatening Leia.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you're any kind of a good brother, yeah, you're going to take out your father regardless.
Yeah. Well, and I think in history, in the news, we see stuff like that, unfortunately, in real life, where a brother, a sibling, takes up for the younger or the older that may be in a situation that's abusive. And there's certainly a passion of tipping cars. Something happens through that passion, you gain strength. Yes, we know that's adrenaline, that's science. Understand it's the passion that leads to that, right? Would you say that his passion about... Oh, hold on. Cameron, what are your thoughts on that you were eagerly... Look at you, you're still ready. Okay, go.
Well, I mean, you got to think about it. Like, he had just found out that he had family, right?
Mm-hmm.
For what he knew, his dad was this scary dude in a big black suit who's evil in terms of his eyes, and then he just found out that he has a twin sister, and I think he had a lot of emotions running through his head, obviously, during this fight. And I mean, when your emotions are heightened and all of a sudden your father, who he's already feeling the conflict within Vader, and so he's doing what he can to maybe bring his father back. I mean, he's just got all these emotions running through his head, and then he obviously wins the fight, and then he hears Palpatine cackling and like, yes, kill him, take your place at my side. And he's like, no, this is not, like, I'm not going to be your puppet. And then he sees his father there beaten, defeated, and he's like, he was there, because I agree. Like, I mean, I think he would have, maybe not joined Palpatine, but maybe would have done what he could with his dad to maybe destroy Palpatine. But I think Luke's always been a good guy. I mean, he's passionate about his family and friends and saving the galaxy from the Sith. So, but I mean, in terms of his emotions being heightened in that sense, I mean, it's just kind of giving him that extra boost, kind of tapping maybe into the dark side a little bit by giving into those emotions, but he's still able to kind of bring himself back in, which is the complete opposite of what his father could do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're just the king of segues. So that's kind of the next part, right? Is so what are we? Are we able to identify in ourselves something that we're passionate about and pursue it? I mean, it's one thing to say, yeah, if this opportunity fell in my lap, I'd take it. But the amount of work that goes into doing that, I just don't know if I'm that passionate about it, right? Is there anything that you're passionate about or have been passionate about that has served you well? In the case of Palpatine, yes, he was passionate about ruling the galaxy, but he was also very passionate about building those relationships with people, and we've talked about that before. And his leadership style absolutely lended itself to building that rapport with those people and having real influence over them. So I believe Palpatine's passion was people. So in that kind of vein, is there something that you can speak to that you have passion about that you work towards or that leads you, or something in your past? Hey, that was funny, Zane, talking about, I did do that. I did go on tour. I was passionate about music and I did that. So any examples like that you guys got? I was really drawing that out to help y'all think. So,
I mean, probably as like a young married person, I mean, I think my wife and I are passionate about building like a healthy, somewhat lifestyle to try to be good examples for potential future children that we might have, and I'm passionate about like having a good relationship, with my wife and other members of the family too, just to try to be a good example and maybe be somebody that my future children might be able to look up to, and or others. But just trying to attain something like that. I feel like a lot of the passions that we deal with, because we live in the society that we live in, and you have to make money to do things. So you kind of sometimes our true passions are put on the sideline for the normal 8 to 5 or however else you make a living. So
I'm waiting for Debbie to say, yes, I can't be a true hermit because I have to go to a job.
Yeah, I have bills to pay, people.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And to bounce off of Cam, back when I was young and married, and had little ones, the passion to make sure that they had what they needed to be not only successful as young children, but to become successful, as adults. And even though the marriage didn't work out twice, yes, I married the same guy twice. But even though we were divorced both times, we never let that get in the way. We were always friendly with each other, not in that way, but we got along. If it was the kid's birthday, we celebrate birthdays together.
Co-parenting, right? Yeah.
Yeah, co-parenting. He would text me, hey, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. And, we had a very, very good relationship. And I think that probably helped the kids become successful adults.
Mhm.
Because they're all in their 30s, they all have good jobs, they're all somewhat normal. I mean, I'm their mother, so But yeah, I mean, you can't get more passionate than when you have kids.
Okay.
And making sure that they're safe, that they don't, struggle, making sure that they're fed and, get a good education. And I mean, you can't get more passionate than that, in my opinion.
No,
I
agree.
agree.
Jay?
I don't know.
He's like, I'm still young, so
Overwatch,
like
man. Like
Overwatch,
Overwatch?
Taco Bell, Code Red.
Yeah. I mean, even with Overwatch, like I was very passionate about it, and then was forced into a sub position because we had people who were just better. I ended up joining a team, right, that needed me, and I joined with them halfway through a tournament season, and we ended up climbing all the way to like the second or third bracket of playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I know about passion. I put a lot of work effort into that, where there will literally be days where I'm just vodding, which is you just watch the match that previously happened or whatever, and then you take notes, see what you did wrong, stuff like that. So,
Well, of course, I ran into the middle of everything. I got pissed off.
and if you want to
But
get better at Overwatch and ranked in any competitive video game, that's something you should do.
Yeah.
Is VOD. Yeah. It takes 3 minutes to be like, hey, I was holding in front of this wall when I should have been behind it, and I got killed for it, so I actually should be behind it always.
Okay, sidebar. I swear to God, you told me that 2 nights ago. We were playing those exact words. You're like, if you're gonna play Sigma, you need to make sure. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Your shield breaks, and then everyone goes for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that can be to our benefit. Whatever. Anyways, point is, that's another podcast. That's the what's the one on the Saturday? What's our Saturday podcast?
Oh, Geek Gauntlet.
Geek Gauntlet. That's where we would get some.
Yeah, have me on for an Overwatch one.
Yeah. We do have a video game segment on there, right?
A gaming, yeah. Gaming, yeah.
Or gaming. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. We need to get Zane on as guest there.
Now, I'm going to throw something out there, and it may not be a popular opinion, but because you were talking about how not many or none of the Jedi were passionate. But I kind of think up to a point, Obi-Wan was. He was at some point in time, we don't know the backstory really, but he was passionate for Satine.
Satine, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And also for Anakin.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, well, until Anakin turned, but he would have done anything for Anakin.
He'd have taken a saber to the chest for him. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think, and that's just my opinion, but I think Kenobi was very passionate.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was passionate for the twins too. I mean, I think the Kenobi show may not have done a whole lot of things right, but I think for that, I mean, him doing anything to protect the twins, and I mean, especially for the betterment of Luke, because that was obviously where he was. But I mean, his scenes with Leia, I thought were really good too, even if they kind of break canon, but it's okay. It was still cool. Just a little bit, just a little bit.
I mean, the whole point was to have them not know each other until. Okay. No,
Another podcast.
Another podcast. No, I totally dig that, Debbie. And when I think when it's like super high level, you can see in instances in. So yes, my blanket comment of most or whatever, but Obi-Wan certainly, Mace certainly. I think Yoda got a little, passionate at one point when he realized all hell was breaking loose and was fighting Sidious. But I think by then it was too late. Like, where was your passion? And Anakin's explanation of compassion and I think we are supposed to have compassion and blah blah blah. That is love. Like, he's right, isn't he? I mean, do you think that the Jedi just took that too literal and maybe that harmed them, or I don't know, man. I think Anakin was onto something with that.
I mean, I think the Jedi had passion, but I think in their base level or how they viewed it, it was more of like a selfless passion, because I mean, Yoda did it for 900 years. I mean, he was passionate about keeping the Jedi Order like the Jedi Order, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's not going to be the head of the Jedi Order if he doesn't care about it, And I mean, that might be too psychoanalyzing it or whatever, but I mean, like, for them, I think they were viewing their acts of selfless. They kind of viewed it like a selfless service. Like, this is just what Jedi do,
Mhm.
Whereas, like, maybe only certain members of the council could, quote unquote, have passions or anything else outside of the order. I don't like back to Kenobi. Like, I mean, he told Satine, like, I would have left if you just said the word. Like, just, I mean, they feel it, but in terms of admitting it or showing it, I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy what love makes you do. I was thinking when you were saying that, I was remembering, of course, the episode, but then also Coming to America. Do you want me to renounce my throne? I'll renounce my throne right here on the subway. Sorry. Have you even seen that, Zane? I don't even know. No, Cam, Coming to America.
Mm-mm.
Oh
I'm
man! Boom, 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 boom. Okay, I need a button for that. Price is Right sound. Wow, nobody's watching over here. That's amazing. 4 viewers right now. Fantastic. No, so the last kind of going into so what are those pitfalls, right? I will tell you that sometimes passions can be very detrimental. I will give you an example of an individual I know, not me. And no, this isn't one of those friend of mine. No, I have a friend. Became very passionate about a hobby, and that hobby was a very expensive hobby. Like to do things to his vehicle and make it go faster. It became past that point of passion and became obsession, right? And at that point, we're starting to tinker across that line. We just started talking about it a while ago. What happens then? Well, then all hell breaks loose, right? Like, he started having financial issues because he couldn't stop. It became an addiction. It was more than just a passion. And the passion gave him strength. It gave him the drive and the to learn to do all these things for himself. So he saved some money, but it was that passion that drove him ultimately over the edge, and it became an obsession. And he lost a lot of money. He lost a family. He lost a lot. He's much better now. Things are a lot smoother. But that's what can happen. Gambling, I think, is another kind of addicting thing. And maybe there is something to that. Like, you become so passionate about something, it becomes addicting to feed it. I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Kind of that negative side of that coin.
Yeah, I think it's very easy for people who are passionate about something that they become so obsessed with it and become addicted to it. Yeah. I mean, it's they just take it too far.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's totally possible for, well, I know people like that where they have a passion for something, and then I mean it starts out normal, and then it just gets all out of control, out of whack, and then they find themselves in trouble,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what it is, a car,
Yeah.
you know, well, I was going to say music, but
I woke up, my neck was sore. I was too much that night. That happened. That happened. It's a real
yeah,
thing. You can headbang and your neck hurt. So
no offense, Thane, but I do know people who have taken that passion for music and just,
You get burnt out.
yeah. So yeah, it can happen with anything, or passion for a person, and then it becomes, an obsession, and then you go into stalking, and oh yeah.
I will bury you in the woods and then help them look for you. Like that kind of stuff. Yeah.
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 Not that my wife has that t-shirt, but yeah. Same. So I actually did get her a shirt today. It's a throat punch kind of day. I can't wait for her to wear it. It's amazing. She also has an area one that says, I want to be where the people aren't. And I'm sure Debbie needs that shirt as well.
I do.
So,
I mean, my birthday's not till December, but
yeah,
I accept early birthday presents. That's fine.
a very very unbirthday to you. Cam, Zane, how about y'all? Like something, maybe something, even yourself, you want to share something like where it just went too far.
I
know, right? Putting you on
the
the spot.
I know. I mean, we all know friends, family, or just, people that it eventually, it's not a passion anymore. It's just flat out addiction. It's kind of like, where's that line drawn? Kind of like we were talking about earlier with like passion versus obsession. I mean, at the root of it, I feel like it's, you're passionate, and then you feel like you either kind of go to one end, or maybe you kind of stay in the middle in terms of where you can go with it. But I mean, never really happened to me personally per se, but I mean, I've had buddies that I went to school with that fell into addictions, but thankfully are past that life. But I mean,
That's a great point too, man. Like you're talking about, like from the outside looking in. So you're from where you're sitting, you can see how this passion became an obsession, which became an addiction, and how do you encroach upon his space to try to assist or get out? Like it's such a fine line that then you have to walk, and then do you, because of your passion, start to become obsessed? Where is he going? Where is she going? Why are they doing that? Are they using? It's a very difficult, I think, all the way around when we start looking at how those passions get out of hand. No, absolutely, Cam. That's a great point.
Then you got people that are passionate about trying to fix somebody that may not want to get fixed. I mean, it's just an endless loop potentially of that. So,
man, same.
I guess it's not as serious, but a more personal connection for me is video games itself.
Yeah.
Like I used to be heavily addicted to the point where I had to play video games every day, Like if I went to sleep and I didn't play like any games, there were just something like I couldn't go to sleep. I had to do something. I have to grind this level. I have to play Star Wars and get through more story. I have to do this and that.
Whoa. Okay, the Sator is fine. No, I'm just don't obsess. No more stories.
But yeah, I mean, it was only until either when I started college to the second semester where I really like stepped back to the point where I can spend like yesterday. I didn't even play any video games at all. Nothing.
Awesome.
It was good. It was good. I mean, I'm still able to handle being on a team and doing all this other stuff, but I was just too passionate about that, and I misplaced my priorities.
Very mature statement, son. Wow, I didn't teach him that. I still play video games, so no, great job. No, I think we talked about it on the show, like where I was playing Rocket League. I had 1,500 hour whatever Rocket, like too much Rocket League, and I was obsessed. It was detrimental. I wasn't paying as close attention to my job as I needed to. Every break I had, that's what I was doing. And in the midst of that, I did finish my doctorate, but then what? What are you supposed to do? If you want to be passionate about people, as I said, then you need to put that passion there and not in the things that aren't edifying to your progression and growth as a person. And that's kind of the last piece, right? Like, what do you want to put your passions in? I'm not going to put anybody on the spot unless they want to, but it's no secret that I have kind of a side business gig that I'm trying to start up where I do coaching, and it's leadership coaching, but it's also personal growth coaching, because I'm passionate about people and being involved with their growth. When they're ready, when they want to grow, they'll ask me to work with them, and fantastic, absolutely. But that passion takes investment, and it takes not just monetary, financial or not just financial, but emotional investment, mental and education, and so certifications here and there, even above and beyond my doctor. There's a lot that goes into it. I'm passionate. It hasn't reached the level of obsession yet, but that sort of passion is healthy, right? That's a sort of passion that's driven by my desire and my need to be fulfilled by knowing someone else was fulfilled by something I gave them, right? That's my love language. I'm a servant. Serving is part of my love language. So what are those kind of things for you guys if you want to share? If not, we'll move on. But I mean, that's an example of something I really am passionate about, and don't think it's become an obsession, and it can be very healthy and gave me strength to stop playing so many damn video games. My passion gave me a strength to stop playing video games. That's a good one. Look at that.
I mean,
sorry, that was fantastic.
That was pretty good.
I gotta read it out loud for those of you. I'm sorry, Kev. You were like about to say something profound, and then
no, it's not profound.
Palpatine was passionate about growing people too, if clones count. That's fantastic.
The clones count.
Do they? They do.
Clones count.
Clones count.
Matt's home for wayward cars. Thank you. That was fantastic, my friend. Wow. Cameron, if you hadn't forgotten what you were going to say, please take the mic.
No, I mean, kind of like what you were saying. I mean, I feel like life in general is just, and your passions or your hobbies or anything, I mean, it's all just about balance, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of, Anakin was supposed to bring balance to the Force because, I mean, like I said earlier, the Force is light and dark side, but it's where is that balance? And sometimes, you might go this way or you might go the other way, but I mean, it's just about balance, and kind of like Zane was able to do with his video games, like take a step back and reflect, like maybe this is becoming too much. Maybe, because some people, I mean, aren't able to do that, whether you consider that obsession small or large in scale. I mean, anything, if you're too obsessed and addicted to it, can ruin your life no matter what it is, So
that's a great point. We know a lot of folks in our geekdom that are passionate about things like action figures, Legos, and that can absolutely, as passionate as you are about Star Wars, even that can become something that's detrimental, right? I went through and bought every single freaking action figure for episode 3. Like I had to get. I was started out as a passion because I like action figures, and it turned into an obsession, and then an healthy compulsion, and then I have to have them all, and it was dirty, but it ended okay. I didn't have to buy any more. That was done. But that's that cost money. It was a financial investment that I'll never get back. It was fun. The memories are cool, chasing down action figures, I guess. But yeah, now Zane has and his sister have something to be handed down. But it was super unhealthy, man. Like I would sit on eBay for hours just scrolling through, trying to find the right one that I needed, or it was dumb. Super dumb.
The Star Wars community has a plethora of unhealthy, obsessed people that spend too much time online and voice their unnecessary opinions about things and bully the actors, bully the.
There's a passion that borders obsession then on the fandom of Star Wars and a lot of kids. What do you got there? Oh, your
$200 sticker. $200 sticker.
Dang.
You didn't pay $200 for that, right?
No, I got it for $50.
Nice.
That was the cheapest one back then.
Back then. Look at me, all.
Yeah, he's hired.
You just took the. It's a little okay. Stay on after the show, Zane. We need to have a free 30-minute consultation with Dr. Dana Martin about your unhealthy obsession. I mean, passion. It does, though. It does give you strength. We see it in Luke, right? Your passion. It gives the passion. His passion, Kenobi's passion for Anakin, fueled his defense. I mean, he was on defense the entire freaking time. If you watch the saber fight, he was like, it was something crazy, like 80-something%. He was on defensive, and why? He probably could have made a move or something. He was one of the best duelists that were around at that time. Anakin was one of the best as well. But surely he didn't teach him everything he knew. Like all of that considered, I think it speaks to the what's the word? Ability for Kenobi to keep a lid on it. Like not let the passion get out of control. I think there's moments where he gets angry. You can see it. There's moments when he's, in fighting in some of the duels, you see him pursed lips and like he's mad and pissed and whatever, and letting that start to flow. But he always, I think he always had it in check. Unless you guys can tell me different. I cannot think of a time when Kenobi did not have it in check.
I'd have to agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you, I don't know if y'all have seen, but there's a channel out there on YouTube that recreated the Battle of the Heroes fight in Clone Wars animation style.
Yes.
And I mean, like, even they added a couple of things in there, but one of the things when we started talking about Kenobi that I looked up and was watching it while we were talking, I mean, midway through the fight, he's like telling Anakin it doesn't have to end this way. He's still not really giving up on his friend, his brother. And there's just little small things like that. I mean, that just speak to Kenobi. I mean, I think he was mad when Anakin tries to defeat him the same way Kenobi defeated Maul. And I think he finally, after he cut him down and he saw him, he was just like, "Why did you have to do that? Like, why did you? You know what I mean?" And it's just there's no character that stayed true to his cause, probably more than Kenobi, despite what he went through.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan of like the whole Daddy Kenobi thing, but I mean, if there was like he is. Like he's the epitome of like he's a dad. Like the women love him, the men want to be him. Like he's oh my god. Yes. So what it is about him is his ability to remain in check. I think that is what's attractive about his character. And I don't mean that in a whatever way. I mean that it just is his character is a draw because of his ability to remain even keel. But you can see the emotion, but he's able to keep it in check. There's a montage. I don't know if y'all have seen it where he's talking about that's not how I interpreted Daddy Kenobi. Oh yes, of course. And I could tell by someone on the show's raised eyebrow that they felt the same. So when there's a montage where they, hey, what's up, David? What's up, Darth Zane? Where, yeah, I knew your father. It's old Obi-Wan talking with Luke, and they're doing the scene with Luke and old Ben, but they're doing all these flashbacks as Ben is coming back and playing with his beard, like, and it's just heartbreaking to see what I would call the tragedy of Kenobi. I mean, I would actually probably rename the whole thing the tragedy of Kenobi up to that point, because what a tragic life, man. He saw everyone he loved and cared about, with the exception of Luke. Well, I guess and now Nuke and Leia. Everyone cut down. Everyone. And he still remained true to the cause of the Jedi. Sorta. To a point. Yeah. So he didn't let his passions take control, and he was passionate. We've agreed. So Kenobi's a good example, I think. And I know we're a Sith show, but he is a good example, I think, of knowing what it's like to walk that line. I don't believe Mace Windu is a good example of walking the line, of understanding that you have passion and then there's obsession. He let all that obsession go out the window, like his arm and him.
Yes, more Mace Windu hate, please.
Yeah.
Love you, Samuel L. Jackson, but I do not like Mace Windu.
Man, I don't know. I just love the fact what he had inscribed on his lightsaber. So, man, I'll totally. If you want to come on, Mace Windu, Sammy Jackson, talk to us about your experience. That'd be awesome. Just talk about what you think about Mace Windu. We don't care about your experience. We've all heard that. You tell us what you think, because we're fueled by the fans. And if you're a fan, Mace, you come on the show. We'll talk with you. Okay, Mace threw Dooku under the bus and drove over him a few times. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Oh man, man. Did it remind you of high school? Some of those scenes, like the elite in high school making judgment and passing judgment in the. I was Jedi are dumb. Sorry. In the words of one of the greatest Sith Lords, evil will always win in the end because good is dumb. No, nobody? Okay. Spaceballs. Okay. I know this is.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. They're coming out with a sequel finally. How about that? It's pretty cool.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
How come we're not covering that on GNN? Some of us were cool in high school. Yes, I'm not one of them. That's why I'm doing a Star Wars podcast.
I was never cool.
Last night. Which one? What, David? You said something was mentioned last night in the MCU show about Star Wars? What are you talking about?
I think he's talking about the Spaceballs sequel.
Was it? Was I asleep during that show? I did wake up like maybe 15 minutes before the show started, so I was totally out of it.
The good is dumb.
Let's wrap this up. I want to share one more time. We'll finish out this scene here because I think there's something cool to kind of close out with. Can you guys see? Here we go.
defeat has made you powerful. Now, fulfill your destiny and take
Kill
your
him.
father's place at my side.
Do it.
Kill him now. Matching hands.
Okay,
Twinsies.
that's it. Because at
Yeah.
that point, we've got Luke back, right? So
Man, what good
that
character
name
development.
no longer means anything to me, right? There is no Anakin Skywalker. It's Darth Vader. He's dead. And this is where I hope Cam jumps in and tells me I'm an idiot. I think he was well on his way to either killing Palpatine himself or helping his dad to kill Palpatine. Like he straight up destroyed his dad, and I think his dad pulled back. I don't think he was giving him an assault. But in this instance, it was, oh shoot, I don't want to be like my dad. That snapped him out of this fury and brought him back to reality. Go.
No, 100%. I don't think he was going to join Palpatine. I think he would have joined his dad, but 100%. You're on to something.
Yeah, that look he get, Mark Hamill, amazing job, because hopefully that's what you want us to interpret, because that's what we did. I really wish that we could have some of the stuff be live actioned back then. Some of the stuff in the books that are no longer canon. It's like him actually going to the dark side, falling to the dark side, Leia having to get him out. Like that kind of stuff is just, it shows more human, right? Which is one of the things I do like in the sequels, is there is a bit more human side, even more so to Luke and his fear of failure. I know. Well, that's another show.
He is not trying to kill his nephew in his sleep over bad dreams. You're never gonna get me on that hill. I'm sorry.
Take care when hunting monsters, lest you become the monster. I don't remember what that's from. What is that quote from? I know that though. And that's true, right? So you're obsessing, and that's what happened to Mace, right? He obsessed. He wasn't just passionate about killing off or like having the Jedi remain. He was passionate and became obsessive about just killing them off. It's too dangerous. We'll just kill them all. Kill them all. And what happened? Like, it took him over. It blinded him. He made a mistake, and we don't know if he's dead or not. We'll find out. I think they're gonna bring him back, guys.
Mace?
I'm dead serious. I think they're gonna bring Mace back. Yeah.
Well, at this point, they bring Samuel L. Jackson back somehow. I'm game.
Luke would have killed Palpatine. His essence would have flown into
But it doesn't flow into Rey at the end of the last movie.
Because she was filled with all the other Jedi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we had like
So
a
his
balance. Like,
spirit's
it couldn't
just
come in 'cause
wandering.
he was already filled.
Cam doesn't
He
sound
doesn't.
convinced of that.
He
Listen,
doesn't.
I'm doing my best here. All right.
The Force lightning is killing him, and he doesn't just stop.
The Force lightning, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's all planned. He's like the Joker. It's all planned out, man. In advance.
Yeah, it's all planned, but jeez.
The day of shooting. No, Dana, don't say that. No. Thanks, guys. This was super fun. Nietzsche, thank you. That was super fun. Going through all that passion against strength. I mean, we talked about how parents have this unseen, just mama bear, papa bear type thing that can happen, and you're passionate about your kids. Above and beyond that, not just protecting them, but wanting them to succeed and be successful. What do you what do you do? What can you do? You'll sometimes. I think that's like kind of the helicopter parents. I want things to be great for you, and I'm gonna stand over you and make sure everything's good. It becomes obsession, right? Like, how did we miss that earlier in the conversation about being a parent and taking it too far, where it becomes obsession? I know that I was really apprehensive about having a tracker with my son as he's in college or whatever. Like why do I want to know, one, where the hell he is? Like, I probably don't want to know. And two, there is no two. I don't want to know where he's at unless he hasn't texted me and he was supposed to arrive somewhere, and then I want to check. Yeah. And so, but don't obsess, right? Like, don't just look it up every 5 minutes and, oh my God.
I'm not going anywhere.
You're not I noticed you haven't been anywhere in 2 days.
Oh, I just went to Walmart. It's okay.
Okay. So, is he okay? His phone's been charged twice. It went down to 50 and then charged again, and then 60 and back up. I know he's still there and he's doing it. Agua, what's up? Good to see you. Agua's been so gracious. Zane is related to me, so he kind of feels like some kind of way like he has to play Overwatch with his old man. Agua just does it because I think he likes making fun of me. But there was also the other night he chose to be in Discord with us, but he was playing POW. What is this game?
Power World.
POW World?
Off-brand Pokemon.
What?
It's like
What?
off-brand Pokemon and
Crazy.
Arc mixed together.
Hey, Pokemon Company
like
needs
it.
some competition
Yeah.
to actually give good content.
Yes, agreed.
Anakin will
Agreed,
return.
100%. Yeah, we think there's more for Anakin too, and we think Balin Skull. Check out our Balin Skull episode. We talk a lot about what you just said. That there's got to be something kind of connected with the father and all of that. And Anakin does potentially fulfill in some way. It's there. Check out our other shows. Yeah, man, everybody jumping in at the last minute, and I'm like, I got to work tomorrow, guys. Sith will return too. Yeah, well, and I'm fine with that. I don't know about y'all. I'm fine with bringing in some of that. We talked about XR Kun, a month ago or so, and how it'd be cool to have some of that, especially in this the new series, The Acolyte. What might they be able to do with Sith being imbued within either like Revan's mask, right? Or not Revan's mask. What's his name? Darth Nihilus's mask. Yeah, that's some good stuff. Sorry, I'm getting excited. Now I'm getting more show ideas. We can do more stuff like that. David, our Grand Poobah, he had said, there's only so many Sith Lords. You're going to run out of material. And I'm like, yeah, but the Sith shall rule the galaxy. No, we're not running out of material. We always got to get stuff.
It's an MMORPG. You're fine.
Yeah. Greatest parts always come at the end, but we must learn to enjoy the journey. Amen. That's a great thing to move into our last bit for the evening. The journey. So our journey for tonight is going to be concluding. To recap, we talked, obviously, through Passion Not Getting Strength. We talked about stuff personally that within our lives that was something that was positive, and we talked about folks we know or even ourselves where that can be negative. It becomes obsession, right? And that the Sith, like Palpatine, did a good job in most cases of keeping that passion in check enough so that it didn't become crazy and weird and obsessive. And I think when he became crazy, weird, and obsessive was when he became overconfident. Your overconfidence is your weakness. Your faith in your friends is yours. Like that. That's it. Like that was his moment of whoopsie that he showed his ass. Like he didn't realize what he had just done. And I think that is what happened to the Jedi Order too. They didn't realize, oops, we took it too far. What else did we talk about? We talked about what happens when Sith die. We have a kind of answer on that. Cam was able to find whatever we could find, which was mostly talking about kind of they all get back into the Force in some way, somehow. There is mention like if you're a super turd, you get put into oblivion, but we're not sure what that means or what that might look like. But it's got to be worse than getting back into the rest of everything. Because they both have Jedi and Sith, both have instances in canon where they are on that other plane and not completely one with the Force. Whew, that was a lot. And trying to work on seeing if we get Stephanie from that show, The Floor, to come on and talk about Star Wars. She's a super Star Wars geek and just super smart all the way around. She's trivia person. So cool. And as always, Debbie, Zane, Cameron, every time y'all are on the show, it's good. Thank y'all. Got a good combination right here. But next week, none of y'all are going to be on. You know why?
No show.
Who's going to be? I'll be it.
What?
What's happening?
It's okay, we got it.
I'm totally messing with you. Debbie, thanks for joining 2 nights in a row. I know that I was totally confused. I was asking you, like, are you going to be on the show? And you're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, she's like, tonight. And I'm like, yeah, what? Oh, whoops. No,
yeah,
no.
I was like, well, you know, and I couldn't figure out, well, how are you going to do this show live while we're doing MCU live? I was like, can you do that?
I'm stealing your two viewers. I'm stealing them. No. I'm stealing your 35. I'm going to steal 2 of those and help you.
I was totally
Matt.
confused. I was like, you know, like I said, I fell asleep. So
it's fun. You know, it happens. So one of the things that the Diva Dads, that other podcast that I used to be on, used to not like was I would run the show like this, but it was all OBS, like hardcore. Like it wasn't this easy stuff. But I'd fall asleep before the show, and I'd try to do the show, and I'm groggy, and half the time it was like nothing, no audio, or so. It was just ridiculous. You cannot sleep before a show. You can't. It ends up being a train wreck. I didn't get to see it last night because I haven't seen Echo yet. Is it good?
we enjoyed it. But you know,
There was a long pause there, Debbie. I don't know. I don't sound convinced.
well,
Was that Andrew or was that Cam on last night?
It was Andrew, I think.
Both
Because I
of
have
them.
not seen that.
Cam
Both of them
and
were on this?
Andrew.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. I only saw the third person. I didn't see. I didn't realize who that was. Sorry. Yeah, I haven't seen
Wait,
that yet.
was
so I
Cam
didn't
on
wanna-
this?
I didn't think Cam. I thought it was
I
only.
slept through the show, actually. 'Cause I don't remember crap.
Never woke up. Oh my
I
gosh.
was a
Debbie-
sleeping zombie.
Debbie's on like 4 shows. You deserve the chance to rest.
Right?
Well, see, what was bad was that let's see, that was Monday. So I woke up at 3:00 in the morning and I could not go back to sleep. So I had been up since 3:00 in the morning, worked all day, came home and, you know, ate dinner, and then that was all she wrote. I zonked out. Yeah, I didn't even know if we were going to have a. That's right. God, I'm such a retard.
I knew that too. I just yeah.
But yeah, we didn't know if we were going to have a show because David was not feeling well, and so I guess I fell asleep, and then I woke up and I just happened to look at my phone. I was like, oh crap, we're going to have a show. Damn it, gotta hurry up and get ready.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, I think I just kind of coasted through that show last night, and sorry, Dave.
I saw it was on, and I was like, oh, it's on Echo. I can't join. And this is what always happens. Like, I want to be commenting and involved, but if I don't know what it is, I don't want the spoiler. It's like Bad Batch. I had to go back and finish watching that before I got on the show that time because I just hadn't finished it. But I saw that and about lost my... We watched it last week. That's what we did, too, last week. We watched that Bad Batch trailer. And yeah, tonight, go back and check it out. We watched the scene where ROTJ, Luke, beats his dad, beats Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about dark side and what point potentially he came back that maybe he wasn't too far gone yet. And that is the point, right? Is anyone really too far gone? Well, once they passed, I'm sure that's too late. But up until that point, is anyone too far gone? And I think that's the lesson has always been from Lucas, is that there is some level of redemption at some point. And but it's not easy, and definitely a lot of people are going to get hurt. But in the end, is there? Yeah, probably. So
Palpatine's redeemable in your eyes?
As what?
Palpatine's redeemable in your eyes?
I would say he's equally as redeemable as Luke.
What?
The hell are you talking about?
As Luke?
Yeah. Well, I think guilt by association is wrong, and so 300,000 people you killed just in one bombing run was pretty crappy. But what do I know?
Your Luke hate. Your Luke hate is really killing my vibe.
Dude, I wanted him to turn so bad. When he was beating up his daddy, I was like, oh, get it.
Dana, it's like I said earlier. Go back and read the good stuff, and you'll see him turn. You know what I'm saying? Go read the good stuff.
This is
canon.
true.
It's canon if you want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
It's just Star Wars multiverse.
Yeah, I mean,
there you go. Star Wars 616. I don't know. Hey, if you want to know more about wherever that came from, me talking about my dad, go check out geeknewsnow.net. There's an article about Star Wars Return of the Jedi and me talking about how influential that movie was, based on some stuff with my dad back in 1983. So, what year? Yeah, 83. Yeah. Just that's right.
Intergalactic
bunch of little intergalactic terror. Yeah, that's totally the rebels. Bunch of terrorists.
Wow.
He's the best.
A lot of
galactic terrorists.
I mean, how many people? Never mind.
Just like he's the best Jedi of all time.
He's like put out with Dak. Like put out with Dak in Empire. He's like, would you buckle that down, Dak? Like he's just put out with his canopy buddy. Like what? Why are you so mean to him? Sorry, hey, he's like a Karen. He's like, sorry. I'm passionate about some things about your boy that I just.
Hey, Dana, Palpatine being redeemable is an episode because I don't see it.
How many lives?
I don't get it. No,
I don't get it.
He's been evil far too long.
So he died. So this would be the case, right? Like where unless something happens as a Force ghost, then no, because he died before he had a chance to be redeemed. Vader had a moment where he did what was right and did what was not in his interest. And that is what was for that. That's a very shaky argument. We'll have to talk about this on another episode because I'm not prepared to defend it.
I mean,
we'll circle back.
If Sith like Darth Maul in Legends can be redeemed, there's a chance Palpatine could.
Darth who?
Mar, M-A-R-R.
Oh, Darth Mar. Visas Mar with the right? Is
Darth Mar. I don't think it's Visas.
No. There were kids on the Death Star?
There were kids on the Death Star.
Yeah, they had a daycare and everything. It was like part of their package. Like what?
Man, that is good work-life balance by the Empire there. That is good. Letting families live there.
Luke did Stormtrooper genocide.
Full of them. What was I just about to look up, guys? Right before this shit. Yeah. Darth Maul. Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking. No. All right. What? What am I? Thank you. Anakin killed just a few kids. Luke killed hundreds of thousands in one. Yeah.
It was a
So-
little more than a few, to be fair.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know what? All I got to say is that still counts as one.
Well, I'm going to use this. I'm going to use the Star Trek quote: "The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few." Or whatever.
All right.
Hey,
He had-
how many
he had-
people? How many
he had
people on
to kill
Alderaan, bro? Okay, they blew up
Alderaan.
Alderaan. There was
Remember
there was at least
Alderaan, okay.
Oh,
a few mil. You know what I'm saying? Maybe.
More than the Death Star.
Exactly.
I mean, they blew up 2 Death Stars, and the second one was bigger than the first. And granted, it wasn't completed, but they still had. It was fully
Self-defense. That was self-defense.
operational death battle station. So I mean, it was
It was self-defense.
ready to rock.
They were gonna attack the ship. Self-defense.
That's right. I just happened to be moseying in your airspace. And when it came down to the first one, right? Is this your argument? You came to me. You came to me. I was here on you came to me with your Death Star. So now I'm self-defense. Is that how that works? You've been listening to too many of them crime podcasts or something. I got in my wife's car and it was like how to bury a body and not get caught. I was like, what are you listening to? And why is there a shovel and duct tape in the back seat? Just kidding. Just kidding. For real tonight. All right. We have been at it for an hour and a half and I am exhausted and I don't have anything else for tonight. Next week, we're going to be talking about through strength.
I gain power.
Through power.
strength.
No, wait. Through strength, I
Through
gain
strength,
power.
I gain power.
Is our next episode, Tenet 2. So tonight, through passion, I gain strength. Next week, through strength, I gain power.
The
Yeah,
fair was there.
That's right. That's exactly 100% correct. 100%.
Tarkin was above him.
Yeah.
Y'all are just
Tarkin
finding
gave
any
the order.
way-
The buck stopped there. And I'm
Y'all
moment
are
of
finding any
Vader
way to
did
slander
nothing.
Luke Skywalker, and I'm not standing for it. I will hold the line. I will hold the line until I fall, and then I will get back up.
hold.
and
I
run a
stand
little
with
further and hold the
Cam.
line. Yes,
I'm
let's go.
behind Cam. Y'all look crazy.
I think we're gonna have to do a Palpatine redeemed episode, and we'll get this crew, and then we'll throw Darth Bane on. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
But it'll be at the end of this Sith Code stuff. So next week, through strength, I gain power, and that is going to be what I don't know what the date is, but next Tuesday. Remember that Thursday we have Cantina Happy Hour, and that's the show with Cam from Cam and Focus. So it's Andrew that was on last night, I guess.
Yeah.
Andrew joined our show in the comments. Hi again, Andrew. Everyone else that joined, thank you so much. And yeah, till next week. Make sure you like and subscribe. And I know like everybody says that, but it really is important for us to continue to be doing what we do. Check it out. I've been broadcasting on TikTok Live. Right now, I have a total of 0 people watching. But that's okay because throughout the show, people were jumping in, and I need to learn how I can make this here so I can like interact with them too. But then it might be just too much. See.
Dana's a TikToker.
I'm trying to be an influencer. So I have a friend that from the theater, and she's got like 34,000 viewers or something crazy like that, and or followers. And when we were in a show, I was like, "Hey, tag me in this video that you're doing." Like, because she was gonna record a video with us, whatever. I said, "Tag me in that." And she's like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Because you're like more of an influencer. Like, I need to get some exposure." This was pre-TSD, just me. I was like, I just want more exposure. And she's like, "I'm sorry, what was that?" I said, "You're like," she goes, "One more time," and then turned on the freaking camera and made me say, "You're more of an influencer." Whatever. Anyways, she's been on our show. Cynthia, Drama Llama Mama. She has been on the show. She's a teacher and was talking about Sithy things and t-shirt. It's awesome. Good show. Go check it out. All right, now I think we're in. Vader did not stop him. No, he did not. But that wasn't his job to stop Tarkin. His job was to do what Tarkin said because the Emperor demanded it. You must obey your master. Cameron, thank you. This was freaking fantastic. I don't have an assignment for you for next week, but we're totally gonna get you one. Or do you have one?
No, I don't want one. Please.
Okay. You got it. Debbie, thank you. That was super fun, even though we had confusion yesterday. And Zane, thank you. And we'll see you, Zane, on some Overwatch probably later tomorrow or Thursday. Maybe. So we'll see you all next week. Oh, like I was describing, Saturday is Geek Gauntlet, and we were talking about that. We are having a show, right? Geek Gauntlet Saturday? Yeah, cool.
As far as I know.
Then Mondays is MCU Mondays. And then we have lightsabers and Captain's Log and Sabers. What is it? Mark's show? Captain's Logs and Lightsabers.
And lightsabers.
And lightsabers.
And then we also have War of the Stars.
War of the Stars. There we go. There's something for everyone over at Geek News Now. Please go check us out at Geek News Now Official on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast stuff. Check out our website, geeknewsnow.net, and we have all of our links to everything there as well. At the end of the day, remember, kids, that peace is a lie, and there's only passion. Good night, everybody.